Penguin Random House Audio presents Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, a Sortabiography. Written and read by Eric Idle.
An apology. Graham Chapman once said, "Life is rather like a yacht in the Caribbean. It's all right if you've got one." Well, I've been travelling at the speed of life for 75 years now, and I still don't have one. But then again, I wrote, "Life's a piece of shit when you look at it," while reminding everyone to look on the bright side. A line that I discovered recently is as old as Coleridge. This book is partly the story of that song, and partly the story of a boy who became me. If you like, the memoirs of a failed pessimist. I still remain foolishly optimistic, even with the threat of global warming, which worries me slightly less than personal cooling. And so I've written my recollections before I forget everything and develop amnesia, which is what you get from being an old actor. Of course I have faults, but you won't read about them here. I've glossed over all my shortcomings. That is, after all, the point of autobiography. It is the case for the defence. But I will own up to not being perfect. I have British teeth. They are like British politics. They go in all directions at once. Writing about yourself is an odd mix of therapy and lap dancing. Exciting, and yet a little shameful. So here is my own pathetic addition to the celebrity memoir. On the advice of my lawyer, I'm leaving out the shameful bits, and on the advice of my wife, the filthy bits. But, as usual in my career, I will leave you wanting less. If this isn't exactly what went down, it's certainly how it should have happened. Look at the bright side always. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Chapter 1. Crucifixion. It's October 1978, and I'm being crucified. I'm 30 feet up on a cross in Tunisia singing "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life." Beneath me, in a troglodyte courtyard, dug out another 40 feet below ground level, an Arab woman sweeps her front yard. She never looks up. We've been here for 3 days. It's the final scene in Monty Python's Life of Brian, and the song I wrote echoes across the desert to the distant hills. John Cleese has the flu. The rest of the Pythons seem fairly cheery. There are 23 of us on crosses and only 3 ladders, so between takes, if you need a pee, there's a desperate wait. I suppose if that's the only moan you have about being crucified, you are on the whole lucky. There's something a little chilling about turning up for work and finding a cross with your name on it. Oh, sure, they weren't using nails, and we had bicycle seats to perch on, but it makes you think, hanging up there for 3 days in your underpants, gazing out at the desert. Perhaps everyone should be crucified for a few days, because it does give you a good perspective on life, especially if you're singing a song that references your own passing. Just remember that the last laugh is on you. And don't think the irony escaped me. I've always known this last little giggle at my expense lies somewhere in the future. I only hope there's a good turnout. The song was supposed to be ironic, but it ended up being iconic. I mean, you can't have much less of a future to be bright about than when being crucified. But people began to sing it in real wars and in real danger. It struck a chord somehow, and now people sing it everywhere, including football matches and funerals. Especially funerals. As of this writing, it's the #1 song requested at British funerals. So here I am, up on a cross in Tunisia, singing it for the first time to Graham Chapman. How the hell did I get here? Chapter 2. A Scar is Born. By an odd coincidence, I was born on my birthday, in the same place as my mother, Harton Hospital, South Shields, County Durham, though luckily not at the same time. I was born plain Eric Idle. We couldn't afford a second name. There was a war on. At the time of my birth, Hitler was trying to kill me. Nothing personal, but fortunately he missed. The closest he got is one of my earliest memories, a shot-up US Wellington bomber limping home from Germany, crashing in flames in the field beside my nursery school. "Nothing to worry about," said the nurses as they hustled us inside. Surely the scare
Sample complete. Ready to continue?